What's up, Off the Hook fam? I'm back with another video, and right now I am in Atlanta, actually, Atlanta, Georgia, that is. And I am coming to you to film on some things that transpired in South Africa before I left this last time. If you're unfamiliar with my channel, I am Verlisa Hooks, an author, a content creator, an anxiety advocate, wellness coach. Yeah. So sometimes you don't see a lot of that content. There's things that I do behind the scenes. And because I have been on the road so much, I haven't actually opened my line back up to do coaching and things like that. So I have some things in the plan for South Africa side because I have decided to transition to South Africa, but I have not had the smoothest time when it comes to it, is the thing. So some of what I want to talk about today is how much did it cost me this last time, because this was my 5th time to South Africa. Let's see, November and March. And yeah, my 5th time. So I was there this time almost my whole 90 days. Okay, trying to re-look for a place, because back in July when I looked for a place, there was a situation, which on my playlist, that's what that's about. My playlist is talking about the fact of I got approved for an apartment and then what happened afterwards. So I've been needing to post that update, but I've been having issues with my phone trying to get the space to be able to post it for you guys. So that's been the problem. I haven't posted it, but obviously it happened in July, so that's why some confusion. But I actually just left from SA at the end of November. So I'm back in Florida where I live, but I just came out to go to Atlanta for a week. So that's where I am right now. That's just to catch you up with right now. So you're gonna see a lot of videos dropping from months ago and then from more recently months ago, but it's just because I'm moving faster than I'm able to get the videos up, y'all. So some of them I put dates because it's relevant that you know a date. With other things, like when I'm being a foodie or mug banging, it may not matter because sometimes it don't matter. But some of that, if I'm having a conversation about something, it may be relevant to put it where it goes in position. But trust me, it's been hard to keep up with, and I'm hoping that eventually that's not an issue for me. But what I did was the whole time I was tracking my expense there, because when I went back in July, I was there June, July. But this time I was there for the longest. I wanted to see, just how much did I actually spend. So stay tuned and make sure you watch to the end if you are planning, you're someone who's planning to move to South Africa or Johannesburg, or even travel a certain amount of times a year, so that you would know. So I'm gonna have to look at my notes to make sure I'm staying on track. But I was there towards the end of September, October, and almost to the end of November. So about November the 25th, okay? So I have part of September going into October that my cost. Now, how I broke it down is I did separate my Uber orders from my actual food, clothing, etc. Okay, because I just made it easier. So I actually added my flight with my other food, clothes, my necessities, and then I did my Uber separately. Okay, so overall I had $25,088 in September of Rand plus 2,100 USD for my flight. The reason why I say USD is because I wrote it on the paper this way. But yeah, so I made a mistake even with this because I wrote it as USD but added it as Rand. Okay, so 25,088, and then I had, okay, so I'm gonna have to do this one live because I actually didn't add it. I confused it because I didn't put how much the ZAR was for the flight. So I had 39,694 just for my flight, and then 25,88 for my miscellaneous expenses. What's going on with this thing here? 21. So 39,694. Give me a second. So 39,694 plus 25,088. So I had just with my flight and my food, clothing, and my stays, I had 3,427 US, which was 64,782 ZAR, which is South African Rand. Then my Uber was 500. So altogether I had for September, just those few days in September, remember, because I got there like the 23rd or something like that. Okay. So I spent 65,282 altogether. That was 3,453 USD. Okay. So then we go to October. In October, I took a minor trip over to a part of, not Durban per se, but the area. I went to Amanzimtoti. Amanzimtoti. I hope I'm saying it right. But so that trip cost me 11,103 altogether for my rooms and my flights. And I was there, I think it was a 3-day trip. Like 3 nights and the one day, the day that you travel. Okay. Then I had some cash I pulled out that month. So just to skip kind of to the end, I had 35,200 in Rand spent for the month. My Uber was 6,443 in Rand per month. So I had 1863 USD plus 341 USD. So for the month of October, I spent $2,204. For whatever reason, it was even less than what I spent for the few days that I came in September. But I did have some cash that I pulled out that I was using in between that for expenses. So that month, mind you, some of that cash may have went into some of this other month. November. Y'all, November was rough. But in November, I had a proposition from somebody that I know to take over a property that they moved from. Now, mind you, they didn't give me all the information that they were supposed to give me on that property. So I was running out, my dates was running out on my hotel stay, and I was trying to find another place. And I had posted on my Instagram this place I saw, and then that person got at me and was like, "Hey, I got a place. I see you looking for a place. You can move into this house. It will be nice. It's this. It had a pool. It had different things. But when I got there, there were some issues, and I went at night at first. So by the time I went the next day, they had it cleaned up, but it wasn't a thorough like walk through, like checking all the rooms, the doors. You know, it was a big house, like 4 bedrooms, a couple of lounges, all of that, a pool in the back. But obviously, the pool was dirty. The yard hadn't been done. There was going to be some work. I needed to purchase things because there was no furniture. So I'm taking his word for it that he's going to get everything ready for me to move in. And all I needed to do was go find my fridge, my washer and dryer, because I was like, yo, I'm going to be living in a house. I need a washer and dryer. And then I also got a TV and a bedroom set. I got a queen bedroom set. So a refrigerator, washer and dryer, a bedroom set, and everything in between that you kind of have to get, because of course I needed blankets, I needed this, I needed that. So I did take some video on some of that in my bed and how I fixed everything, and I got to put that together. But again, I've been running into space problems, and I found out recently I might be able to get this drive that I can hook into my phone to be able to bounce things, because my phone is just so full of things and content and plus videos all the way into last year when I came to the real estate tour, the first real South Africa real estate tour. I was on that tour, so a lot of my footage even is from there. Okay, so November, my expenses are going to be extremely high because the move in, getting everything hooked up to move in, the move out, getting a mover, the getting a storage, everything, moving in, moving out of this house within like a 10-day period. And 3 of the days I didn't even stay because it had some hailing that went on and the doors flew open upstairs because there was a door issue. But I have to save that for another video, or this video will be too long. But just know that in that short amount of time, your girl spent 71,466 in rand. Okay? Do I need to repeat that? 71,466. Okay? It was too much. Okay? Then I had 61,681 in everything outside of the house when I had to stay in rooms again to the end of that month. And my food and, expenses rather, clothing, whatever in between, like I have did any other month. Okay. But this month I did find a more viable, there were some days that I stayed at a hotel, but then I found some short-term stays that I actually found out about later down the line, which it would have worked better if I knew ahead of time, but I didn't. I found out kind of at the last minute, so I had a few weeks I was able to take advantage of like a $40 a night type of range, which is still a lot, y'all. Because when you actually get an apartment and you divide it, with the budget I was wanted to do, I would have only been spending 20 something a day, because I was looking to stay around 20, 22, something like that. But altogether it ended up being 133,147 for November. And mind you, I left like on the 25th, flew out either the 24th, the night of the 24th. And then or the night of the 25th. One of the two, okay? So in US, that converts to 7,044 US dollars. My Uber expense was 8,820 in Rand. So the USD for the car riding around came to about $466, give or take. Sometimes I was paying cash. So I may have missed some of those. This is based on my Uber receipts. So altogether, I have a number of 7,510 US dollars that I spent in November while I was in SA. Okay. Now, I didn't have to pay for a visa, nothing like that. But by the time I was thinking about trying to get an extension on my visa, I ended up, it was too late. So I know I have to do things differently next time, or I have to go ahead and apply for my visa, my retirement visa. So my assessment over the situation, I did have some meetings. I do plan to start a business when I go there. I also plan to do some of what my purpose is in, you know, working within the personal development, self-development, self-improvement lane that a lot of my content, my books and everything is in. So really just amping that up, but more to come on that. I don't really want to discuss that in this one. But when it comes to business, I know a lot about it. I've spent the last couple of years investing in, you know, entrepreneurship and learning so many different things. So actually, I am a good person to consult with on if you need to come up with an idea and you're either, you could be African and there's things that you want to do. I can help you to plan that type of stuff out. I also can do it for a person moving into the States because it's kind of what I was doing anyway as a person that helped people build. I have a book called How to Start Your Own Business in the States, you know, meaning that the book sells in the States and it's based on how to start a business statewide, but it's all relevant, you know. I was doing Toro, which was renting cars, renting my upper class type of vehicles, you know, more expensive type of vehicles out. And I also had a trucking company, building business credit, building regular credit. I've had a lot that I've done, and also even trained on, but decided not to do. So even my military background with planning and informational technology, things like that, this is what I do. I have not put a consult line up because I'm always on the road. But people that have caught me in Africa, definitely, I'm sure I taught them something because I opened their eyes up, you know, which I love to do that. But I am going to get my platforms and stuff better organized so that people could really understand what I do. I'm such a creative because I was a singer most of my life and I still love to sing and write. So I think sometimes I could cause confusion from my platform because I don't have the team that I used to have where I was keeping all of my platforms separate. So sometimes you'll see a creative space, sometimes you'll see just my journey space, and sometimes strictly business. But I know that I need to be better with the way that I separate it, which I plan on doing once I just get a little more settled and get my team back together. I've just been having life like life does. So that is what it is, you know, making a transition to South Africa or any part of Africa, moving across the world is a big thing. So I know I need to do videos on that. If there's things that somebody want to ask me about that process, then you just have to send me a message because I kind of just do what I feel, you know, when I'm creating this stuff. I don't always, I wanted to talk about the money aspect of it because that could be a question for people, like, how much are you spending? Or sometimes people do ask me something specific, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need to address that at some point. But what I want to say about this few months, because this is running long, this is already at 20 minutes, and I can talk. Okay, so I would say that what I gathered from this time, because I tracked it last time, but didn't really track all of the months. So I used this time more of an example, which could have been bad because I had way more expenses than I typically would. Out of these out of these 90 days, I would say it averaged me about 4,439, but it was fluctuating, but I just did it as an average. What did I spend altogether? And then divided it into 3 months. So that's what it came to. And for some people, that might be kind of high. But I have some things that was one-time doers, like one time only. And the furniture and stuff I had to buy and appliances definitely was just a one-time shot. So that's not the same. So I don't necessarily need a car that I can tell from right now, because my insurance and my car note and stuff in the States ran over 600 and about over 100 for insurance. And I had more than one car. So my assessment, my highest month in Uber was about 500 average in November. So I would say I don't need a car just yet for over there. Plus driving, that's a whole nother situation. And then it could be noted that I spent a lot on hotels and changing from hotel to hotel, because I was trying to keep my rates 60 and below, and really under 60 with a washer and dryer, with backup power, stuff like that. Certain things that I would be looking for. So this time around, I must say it was really rough for me, mentally, spiritually, and financially. Yeah, it was a lot dealing with things, even personally, in my life with my relationships and things like that. So yeah, it was challenging. November was extremely high, but that's not going to be a typical thing. Some of the reasons why November was high, again, was I moved into an empty house, and then I turned around and moved out of the house. I had to do a deposit for that house. I had to obtain a storage and pay a monthly bill, which I just paid. When this month came in, I had to pay $1,299 for my storage, ran, and I finally found a short-term and month-to-month option that was like around 40 per night, but I found it at the last minute. So had I have found it sooner, I may have spent a little less on my overnight stays, my sleeping type of things. So that's it for this video, guys. As far as the expenses that I wanted to discuss on how much I actually spent in the last 3 months that I was in South Africa. Again, I just left. If you have any questions that you might want to ask me, I see that I have about 650 subscribers. Thank you, everybody that has been subscribing. I know my content's a little different, and I'm honestly just being myself. So I mean, we like who we like out in these YouTube streets. And so I'm really a straightforward person. I'm a genuine type of person by nature. So a lot of what I do, again, is mood based. Sometimes I'm forcing myself to do a situation because I can be moody as a Cancer. And I am introverted. So sometimes, yeah, when I'm doing my singing thing is one thing. It's like, like that don't make a difference to me, but I don't know what it is about the other part of it. It's been a challenge. But I am going to be bringing more content for my other pages, even my faceless channel I'm going to put out. I do have a couple of more books to drop in the lane of what I actually have studied on and worked on the last couple of years. So I do have a lot of things coming, you guys. So share if you know people that are struggling with anxiety and fear and just want more peace in their life and want to work on confidence as a whole, because all of that is going to be coming to my channel. There's some things on the back end that I just haven't even opened up for my channel subscribers to see yet, because I some of those videos and informational content have other things that go with it, like audios that you can play in the car and stuff like that. So I'm trying to just get everything organized, because I used to have a team before, and that's just a whole different thing of why I had to start all over, because of me having the trucking business and the car business and some different businesses at the same time, and I just couldn't do it all. I was a solopreneur at a point, and then when I crossed over, I was crossing over with too many things. So you can't be a master of, like what they say, a Jill, I'm gonna say a Jill of all trades and a master of none if you fail to properly construct it all the way to the end and get it, and then move to the next thing. So that I like to do. I will do some videos on that business aspect of it. If you guys want to, let me know. Because when I tell you that I know a lot of shit, I know a lot of shit, okay? So I can help when it comes to that, because I've been through a whole lot. So you see me mukbanging and eating, and that shit is just because that's what I'm doing anyway. And it's fun to me. I like to judge food and stuff like that. My background in the military was in food services, hospitality. It was like a 5-in-1 situation, which I have to talk about on another video, because this is almost 30 minutes. So if you've lasted this long, I thank you so much for watching my content. And obviously you must see something in what I'm bringing to you. So thank you again. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and then hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I'm dropping the videos, because sometimes I may go live and you're not gonna know. And the YouTube rhythm is just set up the way that it is. So honestly, you just have to subscribe if you want to be in the know. And sometimes I'm spontaneous because I'm moody, I'm spontaneous. Okay. All right. So thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace and love. And we off the hook, guys.